Hello, hello, hello. Look at all the people in chat. Thank you so much. You guys have typed more than I've seen in some other streams type in a whole show. And we haven't even started yet. So thank you. Thank you for that. And apparently you four dark bastards have got a following.
Weird.
I'm here every night. The difference is
Imagine
you
that.
guys. So with that, all the people in chat, let's cut through the stuff and get to the other stuff, the fun stuff. But the business stuff first. Our virtual tabletop of choice is Roll20. They are not sponsored. We are not sponsored by them, but that's probably because I've never asked. Everything else, all the art is that you're seeing is official SRD art. And the map is from Dungeon Draft. This is an actual hit 3 buttons and make a map. It's if you need a map right now, if you can talk for 10-15 seconds with Dungeon Draft open, you can have one ready and make your players think you were a genius and had foreseen everything. Also works inside, not just in caves. Yes, it's good to see some people in the crowd. Like I said, I don't drop names because I don't have chat on screen, so your names aren't up here, but I see all of you and thank you. Let's introduce the peoples. He spent 3 weeks on the nose of a bullet train and not finding it ironic at all. I can't imagine. His ass is worn by granite, miles and miles of granite against his living sentient armor, which now must be insulted beyond mortal belief. But inside that armor is I don't know what, but behind both of them, we have the Scarred Adventurer. Tell us about where else we can find you and the stuff you can talk about.
You can find me at thescarredadventure.com, which has just been put up into the chat by a lovely person who also is occasionally on thescarredadventure.com, and it's lovely to have them there. And I'm super happy to be running that as a community that just does a lot of creative content and encourages each other to keep doing fun stuff.
Absolutely.
Other than that, I can't talk about a lot of other stuff, so move on to someone else.
I will. We will leave that cryptic can't talk about it hanging in space as we move along next, all the way from the East Coast. Bringing William Sanguish to us. He treats his axe like ass until it's time to kill things with it. He drags it in the dirt. He drags it into steel. He drags it everywhere he goes. And it's behind him, and he doesn't seem like a very nice person, so it's probably filthy. But, as he showed last week, it's also extremely effective. So when not raging, as William Sanguish, what do you do?
When not raging as William Sanguish, I work in the emergency department for a hospital. So instead of going and tearing people apart, I'm trying to help put them back together. When I am not doing that...
Have you been streaming much lately?
Not yet, but actually tomorrow I will be going and doing that stream playing the game of What Remains of Edith Finch, which I mentioned last time. Kevin was the one who turned me on to that game. He actually made a campaign out of it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there's a couple scenes you're going to recognize. I twisted them all, but there's a couple places you're going to, I hope, get a little shiver. I've been in this room before, but I didn't steal any of the solutions, so I didn't give you anything. I changed all the solutions and the puzzles. But anyway, enjoy it. That is a spectacular game. You potentially could stream that all in one night, but don't. Take your time. Everywhere you go, stuff's happening. Anyway, enough of that. Next. I'm just going in the order you guys are in Zoom. Cara Sophia. I said earlier before we went on stream tonight that your Spider Queen was showing a little bit. So I know you're in character and ready to go. Aldith, I've said it a couple times, is probably the least evil of these people, but I'm beginning to change that opinion. But thank you for bringing the nasty. Thank you for always being ready to play in any game ever and being able to bring an incredible range of characters. But I do see a sort of naturalness. You sort of fall into this character more than you do into some that I've seen you play. So with that backhanded compliment, thank you very, very much for joining us. And you do many, many streamy related things. Tell us about some of that.
Yeah, lately the most consistent thing I've been doing is my Minecraft streams, which I've been doing Tuesday lunchtimes, Thursday mornings, and Sunday mornings on a pretty regular basis. I'm not doing D&D streams on my own channel. I am doing one here, obviously, and the Saturday one on the Daddy Warbucks community.
Yes. That's Adventurers League, right? You guys play over there, those games? Most of those?
When I was streaming my own, I was doing Adventures League. I'm actually currently DM on the Saturday night campaign.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
We're doing Rime of the Frost Maiden.
Right. I've seen the posts. Yes. More or less, that's my favorite way to play modules. More or less. Yeah. Speaking of which, tune in Sunday to see what we've done to Storm King's Thunder. We're in a little tiny valley. I'm a little quiet to everybody else. I can fix that. Thank you. I don't like being quiet. I talk too much to be quiet.
Yelling.
Yes. Is that better? But thank you for that. And that's still a lot of streaming, so enjoy. Which brings us halfway around the world to our imported talent. He's the 25% of the team that we keep offshore, so we save on taxes. Playing what is clearly the nastiest of these characters so far.
I'm not so sure about that.
Okay, as I said it, I thought, yeah,
William's
there's arguments
quiet,
to be made.
but
yes, either way, amongst the nastiest of the four of you. Doom Donkey, thank you for joining us, and tell us about your streamage.
Yeah, my
Sounds like a
streamage.
medical
Well,
condition.
yeah, my streamage. Yeah, it's festered around for a bit of a while. Unfortunately,
You need to split into two.
Now you can find me on my own stream at the Doom Donkey, where I play games. I used to play a bunch of strategy games, but at the moment we're playing some RPGs like Dragon Age. I'm going through Inquisition again, from because I never ended up playing the Trespasser DLC, and I really want to play that. So I've been trying to force myself to play through the game again. Well, I say like as if I'm not enjoying the game. I really enjoy the game, but I'm like, I've got so many other things I want to play. I'm like, no, I've got to finish Dragon Age first. Anyway. But that's me on my own channel. You can also find me on Roll for Damage on Monday nights. I say Monday nights. That's Australian Monday nights. So it'd be like Sunday nights, like right in the middle of the night for a lot of you guys watching, as it's Australian timed. Where I'm currently DMing a Viking-based game, which I'm having a lot of fun with. But in this game, you can find me as Tathlan, which is probably the least said about him is probably the better.
If you want to know how bad Tathlan is, just shut up. He'll tell you.
It's like in a gang full of irredeemable, he's known as a psychopath, and I feel like that's a good endorsement for him.
If they ever sit down at a table, everybody's going to be like, I'm not sitting at his table. No. Anyway.
William would sit at his table.
William
has that at his table.
Yeah,
William would sit in his lap. William fears nothing. But this week, I actually have something to announce. It's not like it's been a big secret. It's just that I don't plan well. So before tonight, this has been sort of unannounced. But as of tomorrow night, we are starting a 2 to 3 shot on Saturdays. That's how well I plan. I don't know whether it's going to be a 2-shot or a 3-shot. Using the Tiny Frontiers game system. It is super simple. Very easy to learn. It brags on the cover of the instruction manual that you can put your entire character on a 3x5 card, and you can. But we have got that starting tomorrow night with one of our regulars from Dirty 20 Gaming, 2 fine folks that I had a chance to play with before, but I've never had it played on Dirty 20, and one that I met somewhere else, and we've never played one way or the other. So, and I've never run the system, so this should be fun. Starts tomorrow at 6 o'clock, same time as always. Show up and watch the fun. That, just as a final teaser, is called Action Movie. So, we'll see you tomorrow night. But before then, we have to do tonight, because that's how time works. So, with our recaps, even though you are right now in the midst of a battle with bullets to the left and bullets to the right, one of you has died and cut a deal with the gods that they hate. But, William, what did last episode look like?
Honestly, with how these people are just acting like this world is just some playground for them. The toys that they have at their disposal, the ease of which they are living, it disgusts me. Although some of those toys are quite interesting, I will admit. It would certainly wipe out quite a few gnolls, which would be great. But here we are, traveling through these metallic hallways, on our way to go and fight whatever it is this problem that they have. I don't know if at the end of all this, maybe I should just take what they have for my own. After all, that's how things are in this world. It's about time people realize that.
Next, Tathlan.
These ones, they have no idea how this world works. Oh, they want us to help, and boy, was I going to help. They don't know how they're going to be helped. One's already in two. Oh, it's so glorious. This power they have, it will be mine.
And I imagine all of this is like running through your heads while you're just mowing down bullets around you. The next one I want to do. I'm interested in because they were dead for a second. So, how did that look from Lucas's point of view?
I am so goddamn tired. I know I don't play by this world's rules. I'm gonna make it bend to mine. I am done being used. I'm done being pounded into the ground. I am Lucas Alexander fucking Warcrest. And I will slay gods as they have tried to slay me.
And as you make that vow, you hear your heart start to pound again as you come back to life. Which leaves us with Aldith.
Oh, this is bad, bad, bad. The other two are teaming up without me. I don't think it has occurred to them to kill me as useless yet, the way they did with these impotent gids. If I want a shelter in their wake, I'd better look sharp and make my value a fait accompli they never think to question. Although, do I want to shelter in their wake? They sneer at me for using distance and cover while they charge in. What good does it do them to get pieces bitten off? Stupid waste is all that is. Once we dispatch these burrowing beasts, then what? That beam weapon may be potent, but it's too limited in uses and mobility. The sniveling nitwit said something about this whole thing flying, but what good is that? It's already crashed and gotten broken into, and there's some sort of sickness infecting the whole crew, probably the next plague. No, thank you. Ugh, there's another of these rats. Best deal with them before worrying about what comes next. The next might be moot.
Excellent. So, that is where the four of you stand, or lay on the ground, as the case may be. For mechanical purposes, yes, you're saying yes to the deal. Lucas, you find not only does your heart restart, you feel your energy come back up to full. You watch feel, because you can't see them through the armor. You feel your wounds knitting and healing, and you find yourself fully restored to your maximum abilities. As you look over your shoulder, this group of 5 bullets is just continuing to charge in a straight line past where you were. And with that, William, you guys were in mid-combat last time, so
Straight back to the initiative.
Right back to the initiative order. Let's do this.
William, who has been getting quite a bit hit on lately. He's taking a bit of damage, but he's still up and raring to go. He is going to go and run kind of above where this bullet's position is in front of him.
Yes, because you're running on the roof, right?
I am. I'm on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And he is going to drop down from the ceiling onto this bullet. And then you see a moment where he just goes and like opens up his mouth, and you see two elongated canine, well, actually probably four, the two canine teeth and the two right next to it, go, and he sinks his teeth into this bullet, and I am going to give it a vampiric bite.
Excellent. Give us an attack. Well, I check the bullet. Where did I put it?
Oh, real quick question.
Yes.
Because I'm doing it on it, would Tathlan being there and me being here technically count as flanking?
Yes. Because I want this to work. This is the first time you've tried this in game, right?
Mhm.
There you go. That's better. Yeah. So you come down and kind of bounce off the armor, but you just make it look like it was part of the plan and pull it aside and go in and get a bit of meat. You gain a bonus of the next ability check or attack roll you make. Bonus equals the piercing damage. Okay, so you only do 5 points of damage to it, but
So I'll gain
5 points.
5 hit points,
yeah.
and then I am going to go and take a whack at it with my axe.
It is a melee weapon attack.
And this
it
will
also,
be with a Great Weapon Master.
Yeah.
the fun thing with Vampiric Bite is it can also count as an unarmed attack. So with monks, you can just flurry of strike bites.
First attack with the great axe fails.
Oh no.
From behind, you're kind of trying to. Your legs aren't what they used to be, and when you spin down, you kind of slide out of the saddle a little bit and miss.
With 16 to hit?
No,
Nope. Okay.
not quite. Oh, that's right, because you had +5. So yes, even with that, it just misses the same place you just put the bite and skims off that armor.
All right.
Does it still not count as advantage for initiative, for flanking purposes?
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh yes, it does. Sure, you were flanking him before by being on his back. You got to be flanking him now. Jeez, GM, what are you doing?
There
20.
we go.
There you
Better.
go. That's better.
20.
Oh, 23 points.
Yeah,
of
sometimes I
damage.
say something that's helpful. Not often. But still.
I was thinking it too. I was glad you spoke up.
So yes, you come up, guts and teeth and blood hanging everywhere, and then whiff. No, pardon me, it's not a whiff. And then just drive that great axe right into the shoulder. So yeah, you are riding this thing. You're on its back. It is totally focused and fixated on you. Anything else you're doing? You're already
That'll
raging,
be the
so-
end of my turn.
Right. Luke's. You stand up and look around. I set your vision, right? Nope, you
Yeah.
can't see squat. But you
I
can.
can see this. I can see this area of nothing.
The reason that you can see that great area is because you've been there, but you can't see that anything's there because you can't currently see.
I don't even have a token.
Well, you can't see that either. You don't have dark vision, right?
I do.
You do. Damn.
Half elf.
That's absolutely.
And link it
no
with the
fun at all.
sheet.
Well, it's good, but I made a new token today with his art because we had the new character. So, night vision distance 15 feet. That would be rude. 60 feet,
Dark.
and I do dimming, and I do. Oops. 30, and bam.
Wait,
There you
actually-
go.
That's actually wrong. Lucas has 120 feet of dark vision.
Oh, good God.
This is a weird thing. This is from back ages ago when he was given a magical item.
Is it or was it?
Eagle-
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's an eagle eyes thing that's no attunement and gives you 60 feet of dark vision. I looked into the rules.
If you already have
have
it,
dark vision, gives
it
you an extra
doubles.
120 feet.
Yep. So, you see them, they're running away from you. The one that's closest to you is the one that's the most damaged. It's about half damaged. But you see that they are proceeding away from you in a straight line. And if you look north from that, you can see, apart from some rubble, because you can see 120 feet, way over here in this wall, they seem to be heading in that direction. Just. You can hear the sounds of battle to your northwest,
I'll go
including
that
some
way.
sounds that only your party, for lack of a better phrase, make when they're fighting.
I know who's that way. I'm gonna go that way.
Okay.
There's no reason to fight
Nope, there is
these
not.
people. Vengeance achieves me nothing.
Yep, against mindless, gibbering little
I don't-
monsters.
I don't want vengeance against animals that are doing what they do.
Well, this is a little odd behavior from bullets, from what you understand, but the running in groups like this is a bit odd. But besides that, so yes, you can double move because if you're not attacking, you can use your move and your action to move, and give you 60 feet.
Yep, which gets me there.
And as you do that, you kind of, I'm assuming you sort of keep an eye on the bullets over here, and they are just like they're on rails almost. Taftlan. Right in front of you. I'm just going to put him right on top of it. Blam.
It's like,
Yeah.
seeing William start, not that Tathline knows his name, but like seeing him take the fire, it's like
I tried to get everybody to introduce themselves.
Not this, you wouldn't get real names anyway. What's your name? Fred. What's your name? Also Fred. Hello, also Fred.
say yes, the power of consuming. Anyway, I'm gonna talk to one that he's just jumped onto.
Yep.
Because if you said we've got flanking advantage, I'm gonna take advantage.
Absolutely
I'm
you
gonna
do.
take much advantage of that.
Yes.
And do some good old attacks with good old my swords. Agony and Anguish.
Oh, that's how those are done. Holy shit.
Oh, baby!
And you got 2 crits.
3 crits.
Well, okay.
No, 2 crits. They're 2 crits and 1 max damage.
Okay, we're gonna have to do this in sections.
Because I'm sure, I'm just asking brain wise because
one
the
does
first
19.
crit, the first crit, because these are both in advantage. So
Yep.
you've just attacked twice, not 4
Oh,
times.
that is correct. Yes. So yes, the first one actually did 20 damage, not 19. Although it's awfully close. Yeah, because you've got advantage on all of these. So yeah, that's actually
No,
technically.
because
only-
I've already put on advantage. That's why it's got.
Oh, you
advantage
did. You
plus
got the
six.
green light.
So
That's
it's
why you
already
rolled so
rolling
damn
the
well.
3 dice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. I tried to give you extra stuff.
I've only got 4,000
got-
hours
I've
on roll
only got
20.
2
You know,
crits.
only.
You only got 2 crits. Come on, man. Do better.
So the first one, the 19 points slams into this thing, and William almost falls off because this thing just like you break its spine just in front of the rear legs, and it
First
crashes
sword
to
in,
the ground. Leans up at the roof of the cavern, tries one last time to grab William, misses, screams again. Your second hit just takes the head off. That's the crit, right?
It's like first one in the spine. As it rears back, I managed to get a nice good slice in, and then I turn around. The other 2 stabs go against the.
Yes, which is what I was waiting for. That's why we had to play this out in stages. William, you ride the corpse to the ground. Give me an acrobatics check just to see how you land. 3-point or on your ass. That's basically your 2 options here. That's on your ass. You slip in the blood of your own bite, so it's ironically on your ass. However, you've taken damage, so it does continue your rage for another round. Which makes sense. I slipped on my own blood. Fuck!
The power of the blood will fuel us both.
The next
As
thing, yeah,
Tathlan
Tathlan turns
starts
around.
stabbing into this.
Eyes this big, one
arms.
pointed each way. Yes. Yeah, you tell me. The first one does 11 points of damage, so not spectacular, but it's a good start. This one was fresh. Almost fresh.
And the second one would do 19 plus 6 if you want to count that crit, or I could just roll again.
19 plus 6, so 25 more. Yeah, let's just do that. That's a good damage. So it's just bam, bam,
It's
bam,
like
bam.
slice
That's
off the
hardly
head
even
and
a
then
break,
starts. Yeah, it's like stab into both the legs as he kind of like moves across to the other side of it, opening up a new flank.
And yes,
for
chat.
The old
As of
William.
right now, all the bullets are called Fred. Thank you. You grabbed that and you ran with it, so they're all Fred. Which is
Casual
nasty.
beats
It wasn't actually a World at Large reference, also chat, but you just made it nasty. This was really nasty tonight, and World at Large, it's so cute. Anyway, with that, yeah, you slide across the front of this thing. It's looking at you in fear now. You didn't even think bullets could show fear. But after all of that, it's finally the end of your
They
turn.
could see fear.
Eldith. They left us one
What
right in
shape
front
is?
of
Yeah. What shape is it in?
you. About 50%.
Okay. Do I happen to get flanking with William, even though he's facing the other direction?
Is as rules as written as for squares? Sure. Yes. I don't mind this at
All
all.
right. Okay. So the black tendril, comes out, whips out with my dagger as I strike
Yes.
at the thing. 1, 2,
Ooh.
3.
Oh, everything hits. This might do it. You tell me what these look like while I do the math.
Okay, so we have the wisps of gray and black and silver that whip along it and can normally take it, because I'm actually back a little bit because I'm lean out from cover, and this sort of shoots out and crackles along as this thing bites along the edge of the jaw and into the shoulder and then right into the eyes if it brings it down.
Yes, the final attack. That very final attack. Now say that again like you meant it, not like it was a question. How does this thing die?
And there was the third strike right into its eyes.
Just right to the hilt. Yes.
And then I'm going to step out and sort of lean around William. And it's like,
Yep.
oh, yep, there's another one over there.
There
Okay.
certainly is. And you
shrug.
have had your attaxes, so that is it. The bullets. This one here, for possibly the first time in recorded history, tries to turn and run. Tathlan?
With Kathleen looking at it,
Well,
I would too.
Let me convert that into Tathlan. Tathlan, it just showed you its ass. Like, of all the rude...
Well, Tathlan is going to
Yes, it is.
Attack
Just
that
smashed
ass.
it. Yeah.
okay. Now as it turns around, perfect angle to get a nice good gutting starting to go. Just stab at the undercarriage and start tearing down the side with his sword.
And yeah, again, you feel something snap in the pelvis, in the rear pelvis, and it just back end drops and it's crawling away from you. There is no sentience, sentience is the wrong word, these are bullets. There's no conscious thought left. This thing is just trying to flee. In fact, it starts to dig into the ground because they can. So, I said that I was going to do this last time. We're just going to put, when they're underground, they just get the X.
Right.
But I mean, it doesn't do it well. You can still see the back end of it sticking out, but it's just trying desperately to crawl away. These ones down here. Knocking holes, knocking gravel out of the way. They hit this wall and they line up in single file again and just start to burrow. Just foom, 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 into the wall and leave the room.
So, are they up where we can hear them now?
You could actually see some of you could see parts of that. But you certainly heard it, like a train, literally, well, we would say a train, you wouldn't know what that meant, but like a whole bunch of bullets running along through rock walls, destroying them as they go. That's true. Like one of those going downhill really fast out of control. But you can hear them going along and then smashing into what seems like the wall, and at that point you can see the dust cloud right at the edge of your dark vision. And as soon as they're gone, it's quiet. But the DM needs a moment.
It's quiet, so this one got away as well, did it?
It's still there. You can see it.
No.
But it's trying to burrow away. It is no longer fighting in any way, shape, or form.
But it's got a nice injured bunch of limbs.
Oh, yes.
Uh,
I don't know what bullet meat tastes like, but you can tell me after you've had some.
Is that William does?
could
Yes, he
William go after that bullet?
Oh, yeah.
Just moving over to here.
That's just their turns.
does
And
nothing.
there's some stuff happening off screen. So actually, you may be able to... No, maybe not. Just keep an eye out on your screens, is all I'll say. You hear in the distance crushing rock and the sounds of more bullets moving around. William. Just this shattered ass end of this bullet. The front claws are trying to dig into the ground, but they're hardly getting any purchase.
I will go and spend half of my movement standing up from the
Yep.
slip in the blood.
Yeah.
And then I am going to go and run over to this thing, and it's just a feral frenzy.
Yep.
And if it had dug into the ground a little bit, if it's like partly in a hole or whatnot, William will jump in there and
Okay.
like with a swing of his axe bring it down.
Well, you're going to get advantage too because it's prone at the very least. So yeah. So go ahead and give me smash.
So this will be with Great Weapon Master again.
Yeah, why not? I'm beginning to detect a theme. Oh dear.
Oh no.
Really?
Oh dear. 11
Yo.
with
Wow,
A 1 and a
advantage.
2.
I need to.
It's
hover.
okay.
Was
No,
it?
no.
Was it a 1
I
and a
can
2?
swing again.
Yes, you can.
There
There,
we
those
go.
are
That's
real
more
numbers.
like it.
Those
Yeah.
are real numbers.
That's some real damage.
Oh,
God,
yeah, it
no
certainly
kidding.
is. This thing only had 22 left, so yeah. Where's that radiant attack damage coming from?
That is coming from my
Zealot Barbarian.
Zealot Barbarian.
Right. So it's like a crab on the beach, right? It's digging a hole, but the dirt's falling back in. You said you dropped right in next to it on the downswing, and to hammer it. It's, I guess, from a distance, all they'd see really is the flash in the hole. But yeah, it just, and you feel it shatter. The whole chitinous armor just transfers the energy, and the whole armor just turns into like safety glass, just powdered. And it just goes almost boneless because they're exoskeletons, so it just kind of deflates into the hole.
Tethlan
is
on top of this hole,
now
just kind of
deceased.
watching down, seeing how William reacts just after watching him take a nice good bite out of the other one. It's like dragging his sword across the edge of this open hole. Just observing.
Pardon the
So
drilling
are we
noise
still
in the
working-
background. Can you guys
Are
hear
we
it?
still working in 6 seconds, or are we taking a
As
moment
of-
before we go back into that?
As of right now, you are no longer in combat. All that you can hear out in the darkness is groups of bullets moving. You hear them into the chamber, and then for a while it's just running feet, and then as they go into another wall.
And I am trying to I'm sort of focusing on the ground beneath my feet, trying to determine if the vibrations are coming closer.
Okay?
Because if they start coming closer, I'm stepping back into that metal again.
Absolutely. Give me a intelligence check. Or nature, I guess. Nature? Survival. You tell me. I'm feeling very...
Whichever one you want.
I'm going to
Survival
tell me
would be
mood
good.
tonight. I'm going to be a good GM tonight. And I'm not going to tell you what happens. You're going to tell me. 24. Yeah.
Because I'm detecting something under the ground under my feet. So
Yes. So your thinly soled leather shoes
So
allow
this
you...
is
boots.
no,
Yeah,
never mind.
boots, yes. Allow you to just feel the earth. And this is earth. This isn't that weird metal floor that you've been walking on since you've been in the big cube. And you allow some long, dormant skills to kind of come into being. Things you had before, and you follow them in your mind. You start mapping their movements. There's only the one trail that comes directly towards you, and you just killed the ones that were on that trail. And that trail doesn't seem to have anybody else coming up it. As you listen for just a couple of seconds longer, you can tell that they're all coming from sort of that way. They're all radiating originally from the southeast corner of this map, somewhere in that direction.
Do they seem to be going somewhere, or are they just radiating out from there?
24 survival. Ants. You know when you watch ants exploring an area and they go out, and then when they find food they come back? They're foraging.
And they lay a trail, and so more and more converge onto that trail.
Exactly. These bullets are foraging like ants in groups of 5 or 6.
That's why I got hit by 5.
Yes. You were on a bullet train. These are bullet trains. They're bullet trains. I mean, come on. You are standing on the front porch of a bullet train station.
Do we want to go after the source, or do we want to pick them off in their groups?
I was like, as she's saying that, Taflan will walk over, and as he sheaths both his swords and busts out a thing of rope as he goes to the one that he knocked out instead of killing,
Yes.
and starts tying this one up. He's like,
Yep. The Imagineer. Yeah.
the Imagineer. He's like, We're not here for them, are we? Or is that why you're here?
Certainly why I'm here.
And you come walking around the corner, all shiny and new and clean and not dead.
Yeah, there's a sound of just hitting
Bernard
metal
was
against
right.
metal. So just so a cigarette comes out of him, trying to make a spark.
A moment of levity.
Eventually succeeding, just so the mask recedes, and he can just. So sick of this shit.
Yeah. Well, Bernard was right. He said you were here.
That one lives. Still a disappointment. Still a disappointment.
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't give a
And
shit.
what brought you along around here?
Whilst they are talking, William has gone and from where he slammed his axe into this bullet, he's used it as a lever and just pried back the chitinous exoskeleton-ish of this bullet, and he is just kind of going and gripping pieces of the flesh and tissue below it and just bringing them up to his mouth, and he's just gorging.
Just pigging out on Bullet. Absolutely.
Blood's just coating his lower jaw.
Yes.
Yeah. Tathlano, as he's walking back, has got this now prisoner, I guess, on his shoulder. Walking past, looks back down the hole, and there's a smile, but you can see there's a little bit of a twinge. There's so close, almost has it. He'll learn. He'll learn. And so he's alive.
You have something to say about it? There's just a walking behind, because Luke, I'm assuming we're all heading back. Me, the character, not me, the person.
Let me just quickly remind you, because it has been a week. What you, none of you are tied to this in any way, shape, or form, but technically you're supposed to be looking for the power sources for the cube. But that was just why you came down here.
That crap.
Yeah, but we killed the guys who told us to do that, so...
That's true.
I mean, I suppose if somebody wants to go looking for the power sources, we can go looking for the power sources.
I mean,
Or we can
Tathlan's
go on a rat hunt, or we can do whatever.
Because Tathlan asked where the heart of it was, and they said it was down here because it was a
Yes.
fuel cell. And
Yes.
so Tathlan's still interested at the very least.
Is
So,
anyone sharing this
so
information?
Is the unconscious person that on Tathlan's back, is it still alive?
It is still alive, yes.
Yes.
You didn't kill this one.
Definitely still alive and breathing.
No. Do you want to learn, do you? You joined in. You killed the other one, didn't you? You understand.
Well, I didn't not kill it.
Are you ready to learn?
Learn what?
Next time we shall feast, you will have your lesson. It's about time you had something. You did something right.
Okay.
At that point, Eldith, the unconscious figure on Tathlan's back opens up both eyes, looks at you, winks, and then closes both eyes and looks unconscious.
I backhand it.
Uh-oh! And she opens her eyes on Tathlan's back.
Well, Tathlan's definitely gonna. I was gonna say, does Tathlan notice most of this? But after slapping it, yes.
I backhand it with, non-lethal, but I backhand it.
23, 33, 36 points of damage. Considering how easily they went down the first time, it comes as a bit of a shock to you. It's just, and the neck comes back and goes, uh-oh.
With how tall is this?
Little
cave?
bit of blood coming down the side of their face.
This was the crazy female one, right?
Yeah, this is the Imagineer, yeah.
Yeah. How high is the roof in this cave?
I think, how high did we tell you, William? Was it?
William could stand on the ceiling, and with his height, he could still swing down. So
yeah, so 15 to 18 feet. Let's say that much. Yeah, in D&D terms, 5 to 6
Yeah, it's
meters.
All right, well, in that case, yeah, Tathlan's going to walk over to the wall, grab like the end of this rope that he's tied to her up with, the one that's like on her feet,
Yeah,
put it up to the wall, and then stab the sword into it to hold it there.
yeah,
Stab one of his swords into the thing, just like so she's basically hanging upside down at the moment.
Yep.
And he's like, now, oh, awake are we? Now this is the time. Where's William? Oh no, he doesn't know William's name. He's like, where's the other one? Get him out of the hole.
We'll say at this point, you
I
see.
don't know anyone's names. Sorry, it's me. No.
At this point, we'll see that you'll see the axe come like flying out of the hole for a moment and just like land in the dirt, and you see William just pulling himself out of the hole. He's just like his entire front is just covered in gore.
yeah, just bloated. Yeah, coming up out of the hole.
You've done well, but there's still some lessons to be learned. You, pointing to Aldous, like, you want your first lesson? Come here.
Lesson in what?
Tathlan's gonna spin this person around so that she's facing the other side of the wall. It's like, the key to a good meal is the proper carving. And there's no better carving than when their heart is still beating. You slice it up just right, here and here, pointing to either side of the spine. And it's like, that is where the good cuts are. And when they're alive, you can taste the fear as they know their life is ending.
You want to stop and eat right now.
There is never a
Yeah.
good time.
Even my dumbass thinks it's a bad idea.
You don't get to speak.
I get to do whatever the hell I want. I don't know you well enough to be able to let you have any sort of authority over me.
And this is what I knew it. Of course he's not going to listen. he's always wrong. Why would he even try? He wants to lead. He wants to lead. Ooh.
I don't want to lead.
You
Leads
want
to
make it
what?
kingdom.
Leads to where? What the hell are we doing?
Tathlan's now, like, after all this, just going to look directly at, it's like, at William, not that he knows his name. He's like, you, let's feast. And
I think
hands
he already did.
and hands over towards William his dagger.
William will reach out, and you see that William, when he was doing this, he had he was still in the rage. He's kind of cooled down a bit now, and he goes and looks at Tathlan and looks at the dagger. Calmly reaches out for it.
Tathlan, after he grabs it, Tathlan will like sort of point to a certain part, like next to the spine on this lady's like, you want to slice here. And then Tathlan's gonna kind of like tap the head to make sure that she's awake.
She kind of opens her eyes. I was getting bored. That's a good spot to cut. You should do that first. Tathlan, give me a
It's like
Nature
she
check.
Understands. Nature check. Alrighty.
Mhm.
I'm sure. Something tells me that I did not spec him into nature. Let's find out. Yeah, that's good. 0 on nature.
9. Okay.
Could I argue a survival?
Yes.
Anti-survival here.
And once you make this
Anti-survival.
roll, you'll understand. 17. Yes.
17.
You as they say that, you smell their breath. They're sick.
Hang on. And Tathlan will pull out another dagger, and then we'll still like go to where he was about to start slicing and like cut a little bit and like sort of peel back the skin.
Mm-hmm.
And he like drops the dagger. He's like, unclean. What's wrong with you?
And Aldous bursts out laughing. All of that, and you don't even want the damn thing.
And then, kind of a laugh, the Imagineer responds back with, all tied up. But that's, yeah.
Yeah. The Tathlan will sort of like grab the hair and it's like, puts like, what is wrong with you?
You're funny.
They told us about the plague up there. It's probably got the plague too.
Oh, there's a plague down here. I don't know
Yes.
any of this.
Not a plague, not a plague, just a poison. It gets in through your skin. You've got it.
Oh, then I'm safe.
And he points around all of you, or they point around all of you. You've got it too now. It doesn't get bad
After
unless you're
saying
in
that,
by the
you'll
core.
see Tathlan goes to his own arm, starts like cutting it open a bit, and
Yep.
peels his own skin back. I do not have it. You're the
No,
one that's
not
unclean.
Not quite yet, but there's hints. Even the mighty Tathlan might not be immune.
Even if he did see it, Tathlan was.
He was going to
not
lie
gonna do
anyway.
it,
But yeah. Yep.
Tathlan will then take the sword out of what's keeping her up, put it, sheath it back as she falls down to the ground. It's like, how do I stop it?
You just have to leave.
Good.
Tathlan
Leave.
will then start picking out. I was like, where's the heart of this place?
You think there's a heart here?
It thrums.
He's been hearing
Thrums.
it.
It's got a heartbeat. It lives.
It doesn't.
And do you live?
Barely. What you're hearing could best be equated to magic. It's an
How far away
energy
is
coursing
Lucas?
through the place.
Lucas, have you walked up to us at this point, or are you just?
I'm with you guys at this
Yeah,
point.
All right.
but yeah, you guys are all sort of in that top corner now.
Yeah. Tathlan is like, after saying, he's like, and do you live? He's gonna kind of like walk over and start really looking at your fucking huge neck vein.
There's nothing there.
It's all armor.
It's all armored. Back up. He's
Cool.
finished his cigarette.
Finished his
Oh,
ciggy.
so it's all armored up now.
Mhm.
Because originally it still had a huge vein. Now it's got the armor all over it, does it?
Yeah.
Okay, well in that case, yeah, Tathlan says like, as he still says,
You know
"And do
it's in
live?"
there,
He's gonna
but-
like, he's gonna grab his arm and sort of like just like trail where
Which
this
arm?
massive pulse.
Which arm? I'm asking specifically.
Tathlan's left arm. Yep.
My left arm or your?
Oh no, Tathlan's gonna take his arm and sort of like trace where he saw the vein originally and kind of start tracing along the armor.
Okay. Sorry, I thought I heard you say arm, because if you go to the right arm, it stops abruptly, right at the shoulder.
Nah, he's just gonna go for like he's just gonna like
Checking.
hover over the neck
He
and
knows
just
where
kinda,
that
like,
vein
very-
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, just kind of
So
trace
this-
like a little bit of the vein and just like looking at
Okay.
Lucas super inquisitively.
In the best way to describe it, the armor itself is alive. So you feel a heartbeat from everything. No matter where you touch it, you feel a heartbeat.
Tathlan's gonna do another survival check on this one for my
Yep. Oof.
What do you want to know?
You have his interest.
No, it's like just feeling the heartbeat. You see, Tathlan will sort of start like it'll go down the vein a little bit, stop for a second, and then just like look, like directly into Lucas's eyes, like, or is it that the one that lives?
Technically, we're both dead. Or in this case, never existed to begin with.
Never existed.
I'm not from here.
Yes, you were saying that, weren't you? Not from here. Want to start your own kingdom? Why?
I want to kill gods.
Why?
They wronged me.
No. Just 'cause
I don't
they-
need more reason.
Why do you let them control what you want?
Why do you let them control what you want?
They don't. I do what I want.
I smell the
You want revenge.
I smell the
You
scent of
are
God
already-
all over you.
There is only one true God, and that is consumption. When you eat when you eat something, you gain its power. You are still hooked up on revenge on gods. You want to kill them. No, what you need to do is consume them.
Oh, I want to replace them.
That's how you do it. You have to consume to replace. Otherwise, they just rot. Their power goes nowhere. You must eat them.
I think we're on the same page for once.
Hmm.
They don't eat the
Tathline's-
way you do.
Tathline's then going to turn to William. Not that he knows his name, but it's just turning over. Maybe he does have potential to learn. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
Maybe you have potential to learn.
And what do you want to teach?
How to fill your feast.
Does anybody have
If you
a
could do
passive?
that.
Sorry, go ahead. Finish your scene. Sorry, I thought you were done. Go.
No, I was like, if you could do that, there really is potential in you. Give me the feast of a lifetime.
Give me... Sir, give me your arm for just a moment.
Tathline will actually hold out the same one that he cut earlier to like see if there was any poison in it. He's gonna hold that one out, so it's got some blood trickling out of it.
There's... Lucas, in a very quick thing, will cut a small portion of himself. Not to... Enough for blood to pool, but not enough for anything to come out of that, aside from just blood.
Hmm.
And...
Don't read the chat. Just keep going.
Sorry, I'm not reading the chat. I'm reading something else. Using a level 1 spell slot.
Oh dear.
Ooh.
You still have those? Don't you give those up
I-
at high levels?
Nope. I can specifically use ceremony
Oh yes.
to basically
I like
to
that
basically cause dedication of Tathlan to, it says, to the service of your god,
Mm-hmm.
but that would be me.
Yes. Yes. I'll
And
give
it
you
gives
that.
him a bonus more
I'll give
than
you that. That
anything
is
else.
truly what you believe at this point, and it's all about belief. So
Yeah. It's just kind of a trail. The blood meets the blood meets in the middle and starts to kind of bind and twist around both of them.
pop up the spell because there's got to be at least a save, right? Or a willing partner.
When you cast a spell, one of the following writes: the targets must be within 10 feet of you throughout the casting. The casting time's a while.
Wow, and Tathline is letting this happen, so I guess
Yeah.
we'll be there for the whole time.
Yeah.
So you touch one humanoid who wishes to be dedicated to your god's service.
He said, "Give me the feast of a lifetime."
Yeah, you can roll a.
I'm going to
when
give
you
him.
the target makes a saving throw. Yeah, you give it advantage or a D4. Like basically, you give him bless
Yeah,
for the next
essentially.
24 hours. Yeah, that works for
It's
me.
this,
Yep.
but I will be able to hold this over stuff, which is fun.
Yes. Well, make a note of that because I'm not going to remember. But yes, you are blessed for the next 24-ish hours.
Yeah,
Only on saving throws though.
yeah. But you also get a +4 whenever I'm close by as well.
Oh, and it's
fun.
only once. You can only use that once. Cool. Okay. So
Either way.
while that's going on, that means the two of you are involved in that. The other two of you, what are your passive perceptions?
15.
19.
19. Oh, somebody figured it out. As this is going on, Eldith, you said you sort of give the eyeball to William, sort of like, wow, did you see that? That was a little creepy. What were you doing with that dagger?
Well,
sort of thing?
it's not that so much. It's okay. They're sitting talking purpose, and they may be coming to agreement. What's your, what purpose are you doing there? So it's an inquisitive look.
Right. As you catch that, William, and raise your eyes to sort of look back, you see over Eldith's shoulder, the Imagineer is cutting the last of the ropes that are holding them they're now crumpled on the floor, wrapped in ropes, right? Cutting the last rope and looks up at you and goes, and then starts to get up and looking at you starts to walk away.
William will go and they start to walk away, William will go and see how Tathlan and oh my god,
Lucas.
Lucas
yeah.
is, I had a brain fart for a moment.
fine.
Are doing this thing over there, and he'll look over and start walking to the Imagineer, and he's kind of like jovial, whatnot, just kind of going up by him, and then as the person's about to get away, William will just kind of smile at them and then swing his axe.
Okay. Yeah, they've already taken 36 points of damage, so go ahead. You get to
And that
attack,
catches
right?
my attention.
Yeah, now you're so yeah. Well, William just walks past you, and as you turn to, like, I'm talking to you, or at least thinking of talking to you, you turn and look, and you see him following the smiling Imagineer. So at this point, you see it just as he closes and makes his final attack. That's another 21 points of damage. 19 and no 22.
Minus the rage damage. I'm not raged.
Right. Okay. So that's another 18. So that's the first hit. Yeah.
19.
You slam into them, and they drop down on their knees on the ground. And they look up at you and goes, "I thought you were the cool one." "Oh well," and tries to stand up again.
I will go and
After that, Tathlan will just kind of turn over, like, while he's doing the ritual, like this blood pooling. He's like, "Just cut off her legs."
It's the fastest way.
I will
They're right.
swing again.
Wow. 31.
And that's not even a crit.
That's a minimum damage, is 31 to hit 10 points of damage. You just wind up for that second shot, and this is it. I mean, this is a kill shot. So you tell me, where do you aim and what's the result? Because I keep saying she because I used the female human character to make them in Hero Forge. But
I will actually have this be non-lethal damage.
okay, so for the third time, they are knocked unconscious.
So with this one, and we'll say the other one was non-lethal as well, just
Sure.
to keep it whatever. So William went, kind of instead of bringing the blade of the axe, he just kind of brought the back of it and just bonk, give it a good bonk, and then brought it around with another one and bonk, knocked it out.
And the eyes
And
go
as
all
the
wonky.
person,
Yeah.
as this Imagineer falls to the ground, he'll look over to Tathlan. He still's got Tathlan's dagger,
Yeah.
and he'll flip the person over. Surgical, right? And I'll bring the dagger down and just push it right between about C1 into the base of the skull, so right where the cervical is,
Yep.
right where you get into the medulla,
Yep.
and just no twitching, no
Nope.
muscle contraction,
Yeah.
just whoop.
Just gone.
I was
see
wondering
it
why you're
out.
keeping them alive.
A smile kind of like appears on Tathlan's face as he does it.
The first one to hear it is William. The body is ticking.
William will immediately bring his axe up, turn it sideways, and with as much strength as he can, just yeet this woman.
Full
You
golf
fling
style.
them down the hall. They skid and come to a stop at the end of the hall. And you hear tick, 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 tick. Well, the end of this rubble area. You hear tick.
Oh no!
And
You
you will
can
hear-
get it into
You
the
will hear
corridor
William
there
in a
through the
moment of unexpected, almost like desperation for a moment, get cover.
So I asked
Oh, wait,
That's
actually,
around the
hold on,
pillar.
wait,
do you flip
wait.
it further into the cave or back into the ship, or where do you flip it?
Let me back up a second.
Well, retcon the whole
This,
thing.
this is Jeremy knowing it. William wouldn't have experience with electronics.
Certainly wouldn't know it was a
Lucas
bomb.
hear the
but
ticking?
A ticking person
Ticking
is
is
still scary.
still a bad
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I was willing to give you that. Just you don't know what's going to happen, but they're not supposed to tick when they're unconscious.
You know what? To make it interesting, I will say, because Willie wouldn't know it was a bomb. This is Jeremy.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm going to give you some
William is
hints
going to
before
go
it goes
and
off.
start patting down the body. So William will
Yes.
actually go
Okay.
and start patting down the body, looking for this ticking sound.
Yep. You flip them over, and on their chest plate, there's a little panel. Yeah.
What are you looking for? I mean, because I've been watching you, and I see you do this. Like, what are you looking for?
Lucas is going to take this brief moment of finishing off the ceremony to
Yeah.
spend 5 points of lay on hands to remove any trace of radiation on Tathlan.
As you do it, you and Tathlan, you feel the whoosh, but you realize, Lucas, Tathlan's not infected. It didn't move anything out. He's not sick.
Tathlan just thinks it's the end of the ritual, honestly.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
just
makes perfect sense.
Yeah, takes away his hand, and it's like, I enjoy like teaching you, and he like kind of looks down at the armor as he says it, but then looks back at your face.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too excited about the armor. All I can say is worthy.
So what does William
Aldous.
reply to Aldous?
As William goes and that's Eldeth and William at the same
Yep.
time.
I saw it.
Yeah,
You're-
you should-
That's the
Yep.
ship name. No.
Yeah.
William goes in and sees this panel, and he looks at it strangely because William has no interaction with electronics. However, would William's danger sense trigger?
Absolutely, and it is helped by an LED display. You can see as you find this panel, it kind of sparks, like there's tiny bits of lightning in it. Like I'm assuming you would shy away from lightning. You already saw what they can do with it outside. But then it sparks to life, and you start seeing first a green light flicker. Every time it ticks, it flickers. And then that light goes to orange. And I mean, you don't have to know traffic lights to know that orange is worse than green, right?
With that being said, and just this like almost impending sense of danger, kind of like tingling,
Yes.
like the hairs in the back of William's neck are standing up, and William knows to trust his intuition.
Yeah.
He'll go in and look at this, and he just like grabs the body, and he'll yeet the body.
Okay, where? Further into the cave? Back into the ship?
Sure. We'll say they probably tried to get right about here where William is
Okay.
when that happened.
Sure.
Because
we'll
it was heading back to the ship,
It was
right?
trying
Yeah.
to sneak back into the ship, yeah.
We will go and try to yeet the body right into here.
Into that little hole. Okay.
Into the
Wow.
hole.
Okay.
Or down
Yep.
the hole that the bullet was in.
'Cause that's a big hole in the wall there, isn't it?
There's holes
Yeah.
all over this place. All
Yeah.
over. Pretty much anywhere you want one right now, you get one. This is cinematic holes.
We'll go right in this
Okay.
spot.
So yeah, you just turn around and fling the body in there.
Okay, and reading his intent, I'm going to duck back around. Actually, I'm going to duck back into the metal area.
You all leap out of the way in various directions. William, you threw them. As they're inverted ass in the air, legs akimbo, flying through the air, going into the darkness, the eyes open again. They land in the darkness, and you can see just the red light flashing on their chest. And it lights up their face as they look down. They look back up at you, and one last time, uh-oh. And it's like a fireball goes off in that tiny little space. A jet of white, hot flame comes out and shoots and actually cuts another small hole next to the entrance you guys found the bullets had made in the hull of the ship. The light from that fades. You look in there, and there's nothing but a very fine soot.
That person was a bomb.
I'm gonna assume like our ears are ringing
Oh yeah,
at this
yeah.
point.
It was
like-
exactly This was a bomb.
It's
went
Halfland
off.
just kind of like half have no idea what the situation is. Just kind of like sees a body come down, and just like,
So as the smoke clears.
That's
and-
another potent thing they managed to make useless.
Yep.
These people are.
Aldith, sorry, in the days, still, I kind of disagree. Suicide bombing was kind of an old thing of ours.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, you send some people into enemy territory, you just let them get killed, and then boom.
Except she didn't even
What?
want to be here.
Oh, waste.
It's good
Is
tactics.
the cabin still holding up? Because this was like meant to be.
I was
quite a
gonna.
big
Yeah,
deal.
there's that explosion and the bullets coming in and out. You can hear the sounds of gravel fall, like small little gravel fall slides starting down here. As you ask that question of yourself, Tatlan, you all feel and hear the entire ship above you shift slightly, just. And where you are, the earth shakes. And you look back, and that place where the tunnel joins back into the ship is slightly offset now.
And I had stepped back into that for cover.
You had, so
and
you're
so it's
in
like,
the ship,
ugh,
and the
so
doors,
I fall over.
kind of
Yeah.
like half closed now between you and the rest of the party.
They said it flies. Is it trying to? It doesn't have the heart. You need to get the heart.
Doesn't need the heart, it's falling.
What do we want it for? The thing crashed already. It's not that reliable.
I'm gonna very, very briefly take control of you random strangers. We should run.
Do you want out? We know the way back.
Yeah, not that way. That way's the dangerous way.
Okay. We'll follow you. I'll follow you. I don't know about those
Because
two.
Kevin, the
How
way
did
you described it,
find your
it's
way here?
it's the cube is falling, right?
Yes, yeah. So think of. Oh, here's a chance for me to use
I mean,
my amazing new present in a small and creatively useful way. This is the D8 from a set of dice that were purchased for me by a group of the players on this channel. They are 3D printed, numbers only, hollow dice. But this thing is this shape. So it's basically a octahedron, and it's standing on one point like that in the desert. And it just went, and oops, I covered everything up there. It's tilted about 5 degrees.
If it keeps moving. You've never spent time in towers, I'm assuming? This is kind of the start of a collapse.
You know the way out? You got
I
in.
know. I say we go through the bullet hole.
Southland's gonna kind of just like start
Or
walking
rat
away with
hunting.
the stairs, like, no, we must find the heart. We need to find the blood. As he's gonna start walking further into the, because the cavern itself doesn't seem like it's collapsing, does it? It's like to the outside.
No. It took a beating during that the fight, and then it took a further beating from the explosion, but it is still standing. The bullets have a inherent ability to know when they can no longer drill, so to speak.
Yeah,
Scott, they're standing. I'll
Southland's
talk
still
about
gonna
him again in a
try
minute.
and find the heart.
Yep.
which
So
is-
you head out. We don't need to use the map anymore for this part because, in one sense, you kind of all want the same thing. You want to go find a hole to get out of, right? Is that?
If that hole's got the heart
Yeah,
in it.
As
yeah,
long as
sure.
well, you want to get the heart and get out. Yours is sort of a two-step plan.
Yeah.
He wants the heart. I don't know why he wants that. That seems like
So
waste to me,
you're
but
all in
whatever.
favor of going into the tunnels, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
Whatever.
the heart will kill him. I don't know what everyone else is thinking, but
Okay, whatever.
With that,
I've seen things on my travels. Many
the thing
things.
over bullets.
Are you leading the way, or
shoulders.
are you going to stand there pontificating?
Oh, I've been walking.
Q falls into
Oh,
the
okay,
tunnels.
fine.
So you're all walking away from each other. There's a lot of storming going on.
No, I'll follow along behind Lucas.
Uh,
And could you send word to Bernard to bring Bjorn over to wherever we come out at?
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a mind of his own. He'll know what to do.
So with that, The four of, oh, sorry, I cut off William. You were even breathing in. Never mind mouth open. You
Yeah.
were breathing in. What do you
real
say?
quick. What about the other two bodies?
You kind of spin around and look. They appear to be what they are. They are deaded. They are very low. We would call them low hit point, low level things. They're very smart, apparently. They were engineers of some sort. But no, she was the only one that wasn't what appeared to be.
Brutally murdered.
I was so happy when you kept her alive. I keep saying her. I guess it's female. Okay, from now on, forget they. I said it enough times. It's canon.
I'll stick with it. Thank you.
Just with how
See, I said it even before I knew that.
The thing.
just with how the world is in this place, you consume what you kill. William is going to go and look over these bodies, and anything that looks useful, William is going to go and look to see if anything could be used. Like you go kill what you kill and you take what they have.
Absolutely. On each of their hips, there's something they obviously value very much because it's in a beautiful holder, for lack of a better word. It's this little bent piece of metal with a sort of openy bit with another bendy bit inside it and another bendy bit that sticks off the back. It's clearly designed to be held in your hand like this. And when you can see before you've ever touched it that if you do that, your finger would go through that whole thing.
And that one nitwit
It's a laser
reached
pistol.
for it at a time a person would normally reach for a weapon. So it's
Yes.
probably a weapon of some sort. Although it's like the rest of their stuff here, it's probably really potent and only usable once.
Does it look like really intricate crossbows?
With no cross arms or anything. No, it's just got it kind of looks like a broken crossbow with some vents on it.
Yeah, okay.
It's clearly designed to shoot stuff. That's pretty obvious. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
William is not interested. He'll toss it over his shoulder.
Okay.
Anything else on them?
Lucas is going to try to catch one of them.
Okay. So you write down. You got a automatic pistol. Oh no, sorry, laser pistol. Wrong world.
Last pistol, yeah.
Yeah, las pistol. William. Let's do this. Because I'm bored with D&D. Roll me a investigation check. And if you roll well enough, you're going to tell me what you found.
What's not D&D about that?
Tainted blood.
A 12. Okay. So within reason, what do you find?
Within reason, I'm going to assume that these people would probably at least have some snack on them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
A
A little bag of sugary candies and another little bag of chocolates.
Yeah. So we'll notice his food. I don't think William's ever had anything like that.
No.
Given the world is, like pretty much gone.
Yeah, there are no bakeries about.
Yeah. So he'll look at them, kind of like fiddle with one, smell it a little bit. He'll put it in his pocket. And then possibly... simple. Probably we'll go... some sort of... he'll look to see if they have anything for, like, fire starting. Or light. Anything that could, like...
Okay, you find a little rectangle made out of this hard material. It's you can scratch it if you use metal, but it's not like any material you've felt before. It's kind of shiny on one side and the back's kind of curved and not that shiny. But if you slide your fingers around on the front of it, sometimes a little light comes on.
You suppose that's tainted along with whatever was making them sick?
I don't know what that is.
I just gave
Well,
you a
William
cell
will go
phone.
and flick it
What am I
on and
doing?
off and on and off. I mean,
Yeah,
I imagine
you figure it out.
like
Yeah.
the first time he goes and looks at it, he's looking at like this dome shaped thing, kind of like staring right at it and turn it on and
Yep. So yes, you have a cell phone and you have figured out how to use the light.
But that's actually kind of useful. So William will keep that because it's always good to have light. And then could
Investigation
William...
to 12, you didn't find the charger.
Could William take a look at the bodies, because these were also like, you know, killed and everything, looking for little things that just don't make sense. William's cut open enough people that if something looks weird on the inside, he could probably figure it out.
The only thing you really notice is that they're soft. Like their hands aren't calloused, their muscles aren't developed, they're, you know, a little flabby, they're not hard asses like pretty much everybody else in this world.
Okay. But no like discoloration of the skin, no weird
I see where you're
growths or
trying to
anything?
go. I failed to get your subtle hint. Give me a medicine check.
As he realized they tainted like Tathland did.
14, yes, exact. That's enough. They are showing signs of a poisoning, but it doesn't look like any poisoning you've ever seen, because I don't think you'd ever would have seen radiation poisoning before. But there's burns and boils on the skin, and yeah.
Okay. All right.
Teletubbies. I just looked down and saw Teletubbies, and now I have this image in my head of pus-boiled covered Teletubbies who have been exposed to radiation.
Well, they said it came through the skin. That other thing that might be tainted.
Like, during this time, does Tathland find any of the beating heart or anything like that?
Yes, you're heading further in, and as is Lucas.
Yeah, I'll be following. I will follow Lucas.
Okay, so all three of you, please give me investigation checks as you try and find either a way out or the hurt.
Oh, I'm wearing good advantage. Let me take advantage off.
Lovely.
Ooh, nice.
-1 skill. Oh, I got a 16 though.
Yeah, you beat both of us. So, all
right.
Fortunately, I'm following you and not trying to find anything on my own.
That works perfectly well. The three of you sort of head off, spread out slightly apart from each other. Lucas, you just go back to the hole they brought you in. Like, why not? This is kind of your hole. It smells like you. That sounded really weird. And you look in slightly, and you can hear a scuffling in there. It's definitely bullets, but it's not the trains. It's not that tearing, destroying sound. This is scuffling, snorting. There's higher pitched snortings. Not much digging sound.
Nest?
This way should be theoretically safe.
You take a couple more steps, and with your 120 feet of dark vision, anybody else have 120?
60.
I have to check. Everybody's 60. I only got 60. I want more dark vision.
I'm human. I don't have any. I'm sticking close to Lucas because I can't see.
Yes, okay. Yeah, Lucas's rage glows slightly in the darkness, so you can see ever so slightly.
Because of max everything, I am just crackling red-looking.
Yeah,
it almost looks like red-looking electricity.
He almost looks blessed in a way. It's really odd.
Cool. I can follow him.
Just the reverse of that.
But
Dick.
I'm not even done yet. Call me all the names you want. I'm not even done yet. Lucas, you get to the edge of that 120 feet, and you are the first to discover, possibly ever, that baby bullets are really, what's the word your other people who've had feelings used to use? Oh, yeah.
Feel.
Cute. There's 3 of them sitting right at the edge of your vision, perched up on their little back feet, like little dogs begging for stuff. Great big eyes, little tiny beak. One of them's gnawing on a rock. They all just, all at exactly the same time, all 3 heads go, ooh. And the one that was chewing stops.
It's kind of waves at them to kind of shoo, go.
2 of them do that. The one in the middle goes with its little claw.
Is Tathland with Lucas, or is he off on his own?
You close up at this moment. As you see, you're just in time to see Lucas engaging in sign language with a baby bullet. The other two are
Lucas
still
is-
there, but they're just backing away into the cave.
Lucas is just going to walk in through there,
Yeah.
pick up that little baby bullet if it
Okay.
doesn't move.
Yep. You
It's
start heading
because
forward. Yeah.
it shows a level of intelligence
Yep.
that Lucas can train.
I wasn't planning on it being a pet, but okay. Yeah, as you step forward, I'm going to give you this. Tathlan, you show up just in time to see him. I could kill. Oh, damn it, he's got it. But you see the
Yeah,
other
'cause
two.
that would stop
just,
Tathlan.
You see the other two just past him. But as you approach, Lucas, you see your extended dark vision. Just as you're about to bend down, you look up and you see the start of what must be a vast underground cavern, the floor of which is all but seething with bullets. They arrive in groups of 5 and 6 and leave through tunnels in the walls. They drill new tunnels and go in different directions. There's piles of food, piles or pools of water where they've dug the ground out. And you see them coming in with plants and squeezing and crushing the plants to get the water into the pool. This is a whole civilization down here.
Not my first choice for an army. But you'll take what you can.
How far did the other two get away from?
Tathlan, they start to back away, but once this one gets picked up by Lucas and nothing bad happens, they stop. So they're within a couple meters.
Oh, yeah. Well, Tathlan's going to pull out one of his daggers and walk up to the other one kid and just like slice his throat and just kind of like hold it as it starts draining it.
Yep. Absolutely easy. You don't even need to roll. You just walk over and it kind of goes.
Yeah, so
It wants to be
Starts
picked
draining
up, and you just. Yeah. The other one
how
looks.
tough is the
And
shell? 'Cause,
Aldith
Tathlan's gonna,
watches
like, start
curiously to
bending
see
it.
if a mama charges.
You just asked the magic question. Yes, we're watching that. But the magic answer is their
Actually, I would be
shells
listening since I
aren't
can't see.
hard at all. They're soft, like a spider that's just molted. They can hardly move. They're an exoskeleton animal, and their exoskeleton is not hardened yet. There's no noise when you kill it, just
Yes,
and the dripping.
yeah, so the Tathlan sort of tests the shells like, And then you see him put it into his bag where he keeps all his butchery equipment.
Yeah.
And I'm
Lucas.
The other-
listening.
If the other one
I'm
still
still
hasn't
listening
left
for a-
yet,
Okay.
yeah, Tathlan's just going to pick that one up and keep it alive, but
Okay.
then also go back to like the pack and put it in the same sort of thing, just like trapping it a bit more.
Okay. That starts. Yeah. Yeah.
Lucas, considering his armor
Aldith,
is
yeah.
chitinous,
Yes.
grows a little bit of the chitinous material over top of it.
It hunches down on your shoulder, and I'm not going to give you that. I'm not going to give you the ability to grow your armor. You'll throw that in my face later.
Oh
but
no, I
it-
don't want to. I just wanted to have like a little tiny spot I can sit.
What I'll
essentially.
give you is this, because I'm always if I say no, I say but. So no but. You go to do that, and you could do it. It would take a long time to do it, but you could potentially grow this thing in your armor. But as it crouches down on your shoulder in sort of this little perched position, you see it start to harden, and it starts to turn red.
Hello, little fella.
And it bites your finger. Clang! It's a little rock bitey beak on your armored finger.
We'll work on that.
And then it poops down your back.
After putting the thing away, Tathlan will kind of like look back to Lucas, and then just seeing you've got a person on the shoulder, you see just a look of disappointment in Tathlan's eyes. Doesn't say anything, but you can just like look as like,
Tathlan, as you reach down for that second one, I'm just going to back up just a fraction. As you reach down to
yeah.
grab that second one, you see, and so does anybody with dark vision, so I think that's 3 of you, you see what was described to you, 3 tubes that they're the size of, I would describe them as like a 45-gallon drum, only smaller, with the little thing that sticks out one end. These are the power sources that you were talking about. They're not in that big pile of food, and they're not in the water thing. After one side of this cave, there's a pile of sort of other stuff, and you can see other bits of machinery from the ship. You see bits of oddly shaped rocks and coral and whatnot from out in the world. But sitting in there amongst them are these 3 batteries, for lack of a better
Are they
word.
sort of like thrumming like the rest of the ship was?
For the purposes of this, yes. Batteries don't, but yes, you can feel it. You can also tell from the way that they look that they are the only, this is exactly what was described to you.
Well, I guess as Tathlan has reached down to grab this other one, you see him get distracted immediately. And it's like, and then starts walking directly into that room.
Lucas pulls out 2 gold and says, "I bet he's gonna drink it."
William?
We'll say William will kind of come up to the group at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll just kind of turn and look at Lucas and, you smell like shit.
Well, I don't know. You can blame. You can. You can blame. So you can blame Law here.
You've already named the thing?
It's just my name.
For heaven's sakes.
I wondered how long it would take until somebody broke and had a softy moment. I never expected it would be Scarred, but
Besides, you saw what these things can do on their own as wild
oh
animals.
yes, you've got an ulterior motive. You're going to start a I got you.
I'm still
Imagine what
listening for a charging llama.
Yes.
Imagine what it'll do when it's fully grown. In hours.
Clonk on your finger again. Grr, grr.
That'll take a while though.
As Tathlan's walking into the room, you see it's like, so much to learn, so much to learn.
You head to the batteries.
You can't reign over corpses.
And how are the bullets reacting to this? And remember, I'm only telling by sound.
Yep. Give me a nature check.
Could I propose doing survival again? Because I filter all of this stuff through what it means to me.
Sure. Yeah.
Even nature, I go through what does it mean to me.
Yes,
Yeah.
19. Yeah, we'll give you that. They don't appear. Hello, Dag. Good to see you. I know you're working. You're always working. You're the hardest working man in the game. Thank you for joining us and even just listening in the background. 19 survival. You hear the sounds of a happy little village of bullets. There's squabbles going on here and there. There's it's not perfect. These groups of 5 or 6 leaving and coming and going, bringing things, taking
this
waste
doesn't-
away.
This doesn't sound like a nest. This sounds like a village.
Yes. It's far, far more developed than anything you would ever have expected. Bullets are supposed to be stupid, simple-minded.
I'm starting to think
Bellette.
exploitatives.
Yes.
I'm starting to think
Hear that, little buddy?
exploitative thoughts
I'm gonna make you
here.
king.
Two of you have now gone, an army. They were just supposed to be fodder.
Well,
Fun.
they
But
will
I
be.
can't see.
No, you can't, unless you light a torch of some sort. Or
I'm
Flashlight.
I'm going to. Oh, I don't have it on me because never mind.
what do you
I'm
want to do?
not going to light it because it's in Bjorn's saddle bags.
What were you looking for?
Never mind. I was looking for, like a torch or a lantern or
torch?
some such, but
We'll say
but
William
Bjorn
is,
has it. I don't have it.
fiddling. William was currently fiddling with that say flashlight or torch,
Yeah.
and he'll flick it on and just.
Right. Yes.
Okay, so do the bullet things now that I can see a little bit, but I'm still trying to rely on hearing it. Does anything change? Do they react to the light?
This is another weird part. They don't. And you look even more closely and sort of peer off now that you can see, and you see that the closest ones, adults and children, have all got their eyes closed. They're operating purely on sound down here, tremor sense, so to speak. They can't seem to sense anything unless
Curious.
it's quite close.
So I'll sort of give a curious look towards William and kind of cock the head, and then I'm going to step forward cautiously.
Okay.
Yes, I'm the one who normally does distance.
Yeah, I know. So you step forward. Tatlan is just heading right for the batteries. William, what are you doing?
Well, and they don't seem to be, I don't hear them reacting to him either, do I?
Nope.
To Tatlan.
Not even a little
I can't see where he is at this point.
bit. As long as, because
unless it's
you
glowing.
know, it's
Are you
this
glowing,
area was
Tatlan?
off to the side. He's skirting the main village area, right? They've got no reason to be on alarm in any way, shape, or form, right? They haven't heard back from the dead ones that you guys killed, so they have no idea that anything's wrong. Just the helpless little village of CR5 monsters and their offspring.
Like CR 1/10.
Yes, William will. We got that far.
William will go and messing around with the flashlight.
Yep.
And he'll kind of look over the room, and then he sees the batteries that Tatlan is walking towards to, and this is what we came for. So he'll go and make his way over towards those.
Okay, Lucas.
I still have 2 gold and one of them drinking it. Swear to God. He's walking towards the village. What's that little guy? Oh yeah, okay.
So are you following me into the village? Because I'm curious about the village, and I'm starting to think about
Less
how
following
do we
you,
exploit this.
more walking with you in stride.
Okay.
It's Lucas doesn't follow.
No.
Well, this is true, of course.
You walk beside each other very carefully, not following each other or showing any other signs of weakness.
Yeah.
So.
But
Although
it's like, okay.
Lucas will go, you seem the smartest out of them. Work rest.
I need to go
All
back
day.
and count the episodes. The first introduction of the entire series happens in a Bullet village. So just to be clear, the 2 of you are headed towards the village. The other 2 are headed towards the batteries, right? William, that means you're separating. What are you doing with the flashlight?
Just at this point, pointing it towards the batteries as I'm walking closer to it. It's probably lighting up the back of Tatlan.
Okay. As you...
Tatlan, hang on.
Yeah.
Can I do a perception check to see if I heard the names get swapped between?
Yeah, but
But I
your
just picked
DC
it
is
up.
going to be like really high.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
That's really
22.
high. Well, I said it.
He
so
can
yes.
make some inferences from that.
Yeah, you could. You're pretty sure. You at least, if you did that. So your name is. You could pretty sure you could pull it off. You didn't get it exact because I mean they're a distance away and you're busy, but you got
Yeah, and Tatlan's also distracted by this flashing light.
number
going on
sort of
behind him.
number of syllables and a bit of basic stuff. But at the very least, you understand that they have introduced themselves to
Introduce
each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a battle toothpaste? Work rest. Sorry.
How long have you been sitting on that?
2 minutes.
Okay. I appreciate it even more knowing it was new. Tatlan, you get to the hearts. And give me a wisdom check.
Yeah,
Not a save, just a wisdom
Yes,
check.
it wasn't check.
I don't know if I've ever wanted anybody to fail so bad in my life.
Yeah.
14.
14. Okay.
And I am asking, I'm at least 30 feet away, right?
Yeah, about that.
Good. Thank God. I want this to go badly.
Tatlan, one of them,
I have money riding on it.
you can feel them all, like when you drag your fingers over them, like you
Yes.
did with the the vein, right?
Yeah, because
You can feel them all. They've got that same vibration as the ship. But the second one, you touch 1, you touch 2, you touch 3. 2 is different. You come back to 2. It's not just buzzing, it's pulsing. It's the one that's going vroom, 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 vroom.
What do they look like, if you don't mind me asking?
Think of a really large D-cell battery.
Just okay, just a
So,
huge battery.
but
So
like-
it's not like glowing
like
or
this
anything
long.
like that.
About this big around, and then there's a pole on one end.
Oh yeah, Tatlan's gonna go back to the second one, just so like, as he like pulls down his hand, he goes to like pick that one up, just like the pulsing
Yeah.
one, just. Is it connected to anything? Is another question, I suppose.
You lift it up. It is not connected to anything, but you can see wear marks on this post and on the other end where it clearly slides into something, and you've seen on the ship where it goes.
This one's beating. No veins. Must go back to the veins. Seeing
Yes,
William
the
following.
wiring
like,
absolutely look like veins. Yes.
he's gonna like not hand it to him, but like sort of hold it out for like William to sort of like do the exact what Tathland does, so like
Yep.
brush it, but just kind of like hold it out towards him. Not like in a giving sense, but just kind of like
Yep. Showing
this is
you.
the one,
William?
the heart.
William would go and kind of lean in and look at it and see this like pulsing.
Actually, I was just going to say, you don't see the pulsing.
Oh,
That's why I made him do a wisdom check. He's a little delusional at this point. It's not actually pulsing. He just thinks it is. He wanted it to be a heart so bad. I made him make a wisdom check against his own beliefs, and he failed because he's a sneaky bastard. So he outthought himself. So, William,
Sorry.
he'll go and lean in and look at this, and he'll kind of tentatively reach out for it. Does it emit any heat?
there is as you get close, you can feel the vibration, that just ultrasonic vibration level, and it is warm to the touch, but only the one that Tathlan is considering to be the heart.
Okay. So he'll touch that one. He'll feel like the little vibration. He'll feel the heat of it. Then he'll go over to the other ones and kind of give them a little pat down, and he'll notice the distinction between them.
Yep.
That one's
As,
not like the others.
You must be returned to the veins. You will become alive. And Tathland starts walking out of the
You turn and start
Out
to
of the
walk
room.
away.
Is that
Yeah.
bullet still kind of like in the entrance ways, like the other one that
The little one, it has wandered off, but not far. It's actually, you see,
On
it's
it-
over in the corner. It's found like a little crystal outcropping, and it's gnawing on some quartz right now. If you could
Tathland
read,
will
if you could read
flex
their
it.
little baby eyes, it's the equivalent of sugar.
Tathland does take a note of it and then kind of grabs it by the tail and just kind of whacks it against the wall to knock it out,
Yeah,
and then puts it into his bag as he
Okay.
starts heading back the way he came.
I'm going to give you
Completely
this.
ignored.
You give it a sniff on the way in. It's so new, it's not poisoned. So at least it's fresh.
Yes.
You can't eat the Imagineer, but you can eat a baby bullet. Let's go. We
So as
gave
he
the content
comes-
warning.
And a
So
lot
Yes.
of bullet.
he comes back and he's holding this thing.
Oh, no, they're both in
And
the
as he-
bag.
Oh, they're both in the
Yeah,
bag.
they're both in the
Yeah.
bag now. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before he comes back,
battery
we
is
still
in a
have the two
different
of
bag, I
you.
should
That
say.
was
Oh,
their
okay.
half. Now we're going
Wait,
to do your
it
half.
is or it's not?
It's in a different bag to the bullets. that he's
Okay, but
supposed
so
to-
you come back and I don't notice you carrying anything specific.
But before they get back, the two of you heading towards the village. As you get closer, a couple of things become apparent. There's a really subtle ring that runs around the village. It's flat, like it's not a ditch, but it's absolutely flat with the rest of the surface, but it's just a slightly different color. And as you get closer, you kind of put your finger in it. It's almost like it's not there. It's like it's powdered dirt. It's not quicksand because it's not wet, but you rub a bit of it between your fingers, Aldith. I don't know how good the fingertips are on living armor.
You can
But-
feel everything.
Okay, so in that
Everything.
case, both of you can feel it between your fingers. It is so fine and so slippery. I don't know if anybody knows what buckyballs are, our Buckminster Fullerene. It is actually, it's like a D20. Oh, this is the fancy D20 I got, by the way. Again, hollow and see-through and all that cool shit. It's like that, but it's got about 1,000 sides. It is one of the slipperiest substances to ever exist.
It's still very, very fine, so I'm not sure we would notice the
But just when you
numbers
put it
there.
between your fingers, it's just like it's just about not there. It's like it's a liquid. It's so slippery. It's like a lubricant.
And we're on the outside of this.
Oh yes,
approaching
you
it?
are. Yeah, and you're looking. It's about 20 feet across this ditch, and it goes all the way around.
So I kind of look for something that could act like a plank or something
A
going.
bridging of
How
some
wide
sort,
is how wide is it?
It's about the gap's about 20 feet as far as you can tell from the discolored.
Oh, 20 feet. So
It's
that's
quite long, yeah.
so
And
basically further than I can see.
yes. So yeah, actually yes. Unless the flashlight, as William is watching, every once in a while the flashlight pans across the room, but they don't react. But yeah, it's enough for you to see this at a distance.
This is Lucas has seen enough of the look on Aldous' face of, I can't see anything.
Yeah.
Torch.
Okay. And you hand it to Lilith. You hand it to Eldith.
Yes.
Okay. So Eldith, you are now lit. You can now see 20 to 40 feet around you. So, but you can see this trench between you and the village.
So I'll use the butt of the torch and kind of try and scratch a marking, sort of scratch into the stuff. Does it make a path or does it just fill in afterwards?
You pull the like, it's like being at the beach. You pull the stick through it, and just like the beach, but much faster, it just goes and fills that space up. On the other side of it, in the village itself, you feel through the ground a vibration that's different than the ship. This is much lower pitch. It's kind of right through the ground. And all the bullets, all the adult bullets, turn and start to head towards the center of the village. Even the kids get quiet and go sort of dormant. They sort of lay down and stop moving. What did the two of you do?
Any way across?
Thank you,
Any
Thunderscape.
ideas
I'm
for how
very
to get
proud of my
across
ability
this?
to make that noise. From the Dark Crystal. the 12 dudes at the start. Yeah. But.
Yeah, Lucas is going to whistle. It's a high-pitched whistle.
Okay.
To get something's attention.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say in a Tremor Sense world. I just wanted to make sure that was your intent.
Because he's not, it's a tremor sense, so they're using the sense of vibrations.
Yes.
The
I was going to say
vibration of
they
a
ignore
whistle
you
won't
anyway.
be the same.
Adults all
anyone
ignore
that's
you.
not a bullet.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. That makes perfect sense. I was going to say they ignore you anyway, but yeah, they all move towards the center. The tone repeats, and then it stops. And then the ground starts to vibrate in pulses. And then it stops. And then it starts again from, you can tell it's from a slightly different direction, just from the way it's coming through the ground. The ground vibrates. You realize they're talking by vibrating the ground they're standing on.
So the response comes from somewhere past us?
From somewhere in the crowd.
Okay, so it's happening in there.
The center of the crowd is one source. The other source is one of the bullets in the crowd. It sounds for all the world like somebody came out and made a pronouncement and someone is questioning it. Rumblebees. Oh,
The sound of because it's the sound of the questioning.
Yes.
Is pretty much
the vibration goes up at the end. You can tell it's a question. I don't know.
Yeah. Lucas is going to try to hit the ground with his foot to create even just a small tremor there that could be here to sound the same as that.
Absolutely.
Step a bit away.
And yes, Dark Raven, you got it in one. It's the equivalent of Morse code. You would, yeah. So you step back slightly. You see it travel as a wave through this sand. I almost called it quicksand. It is really quicksand. It's not quick beach or quick mud like it should be. It is truly quicksand. It vibrates. Just you can see the vibration of your footprint, of your foot stomp go through it. Then on the other side, first, as the little ones who are closer, kind of like little gophers looking around because it's a new sound. And as it gets to the edge of the crowd, first one bullet stands up on its hind feet and turns, then another, then another. At this point, William and Tathlan, you're getting back towards these two. You see these two in front of you. You see him stomp the ground. You see the bullets start to turn to face you. William, at that point, the little light on the flashlight kind of moves around again. That combined with the torchlight causes the big one in the middle, the largest of all the bullets, stands up on its rear feet and turns. If you think of like a room full of grizzly bears, and then a polar bear stands up in the middle and turns, it's that ponderous turning. You know they're moving quickly, but they're so big it looks slow. And as they come around, their beady little eyes open. And they look over towards you. And one huge rear foot comes up in the air and slams into the ground. The entire village turns to look. It feels like the oxygen goes out of the room. You have 2 of the 3 batteries, and you have just attracted the attention of an entire village of bullets, at least one of which has just recognized their child on one of your shoulders.
Well, he doesn't know about it, and I don't care about the batteries. So
You reckon the leader tastes good?
that's irrelevant.
Oh, I like the way you play D&D.
We'll say as this is happening and
Yep.
this herd of bullets go and turn our way, does it trigger William's danger sense?
Oh, in a big way. Yeah, this is...
I would also
and this entire village is getting ready to come at you like a herd of bison.
because Tathlan recognized where this battery was supposed to go, right?
Yes.
Did Tathlan notice that there needed to be 3 or just the 1?
There were 3 slots. You don't know how many it takes to actually operate the ship, but there were 3 slots.
Tathlan, okay, well in that case, in a bit of like calm, also noticing that Williams grabbed one as well. We'll just kind of go to, looks like, there's 1 more of these, and then pulls out the battery. And you see, like, he'll ponder over it like in a bit too much more time than is obviously this urgent situation. He's like,
They start to
go
come
and grab
towards
that
you.
last one, would you? And then go back down up the path. Continue completely ignoring the situation with the bless, but just starts walking.
Just
where
heading
he
back
came
out. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The other 3, what do you do?
I'm looking for hard ground that they're less likely to go through. How
Okay.
far are we from the metal corridor? I had a 6 on that. I don't remember the way back. Never mind.
No, but you do know how long it took you to get here. With light now, you have a torch. This may be making you a target down here, but at least you can see. You know which direction you came from. None of you, you haven't been gone long enough for any of you to be lost. You're going to follow this tunnel that you've never really left. Well, I mean, you came out of it, but you know which one it is. You just got to follow that back to the big room and then out. You don't know where any of the other tunnels go down here, to be fair.
I am going to find a nice, stable spot,
Yep.
and I am going to freeze as still as I can.
All right. I like this. Making notes.
And I'm still watching because I want to see the dynamics here, because if we are going to, if we're going to figure out how to subjugate this village, we got to have data.
My note says Eldith is still on the rock, like in Dune.
Yes.
When the worms were coming, you
Donkey?
find a hard place and stand very still and don't make any rhythms. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you take what you think is a safe position. Tathlan, you turn and walk out coolly.
Yep.
I'm writing it down exactly like that. Walks out coolly. William.
With swag. No,
I like to look in your eyes. You weren't quite decided yet, so I had to ask you before you decided.
William, he's gonna go and his danger sense is just like pinging.
Yeah.
And William knows to follow it. So William will go take the battery that he has, and he'll look over to Lucas, and he'll just kind of go and toss the battery to him. Because he can't carry 2. One hand has to have the axe.
Yes.
So he'll toss the battery to him, and then he'll look over to where Tathlan was going in the direction for the other battery.
Tathland's going like back up to like where the ship
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, he
He's
told you to
told-
fetch it, and he
He's
left.
told someone
Yeah,
to
no.
fetch it, so he's considering it done. He's
All right.
expecting it.
But he's got the hard. He's got the one that throws.
Yes,
It's the only
you got
real
the
one.
fancy one.
William, in a unexpected moment of urgency, is not dragging his axe. Is instead
Ooh.
picking up his axe, like fully, like getting a good choke on it right behind
That's
her,
character
and he's
development.
booking it to the battery, and then we'll be booking his way back.
Second battery and running fiercely. All right, because you do everything fiercely. You're a barbarian. Which brings us to Lucas. Fling! The battery comes through the air towards you. You catch the battery.
Bonk.
What do you do next?
This is one of those. I really genuinely don't know. Because I think Lucas is going to wait for. I'm going to wait for it to come up to me. Because it's not I'm invincible kind of mindset.
Okay.
It's very much a. This thing, they've built a community,
Yes.
an actual community.
Yes.
Lucas, I believe that there's some way we can communicate even lightly.
Yep. They start coming towards you. And it's like a stampede. The whole village is coming towards you. Funnily enough,
How do I say hello?
it bites your finger.
I mean, you could.
And I'm watching
Okay.
that. I'm
And then
watching
in
that,
that-
thing, that ring as well.
He
Yep.
does. I literally stomp that pattern.
You stomped on the ground, yes. And yes, I love the idea. They run like lizards with the legs out sideways, like Komodo dragons. Just flap, 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 flap. And they're coming hard. You stomp that pattern on the ground, nothing changes. You see yourself in an alternate reality, crushed under a herd of exploding bison several Sundays ago, and thinking, not again.
How many are there in this
Which is
straight
my
line?
version of, are you sure you want to do this?
How many of them
tonight?
are there in a straight line in front of Lucas?
There's hundreds of them coming at you in all one big mass.
Yeah, there's no way that killing just a row of them, he'll be able to survive the.
No,
Okay.
they're a swarming mass. Yeah, they're not in rank and file.
Yeah, Lucas is gonna go. Okay, this clearly isn't gonna work. Grabs Aldith, almost like by the collar. Just picks them up and yeah, just you.
Aldith,
Do I
do you
have-
resist?
Sorry.
I'm depends.
Oh, you're making a check.
Okay, he's doing something deliberate. I don't resist.
Okay, so you pick up Aldith.
I
and-
intuit that he's got an idea that he's doing.
So you scoop up Aldith and flee
Oh yeah, we
just
book
turn
it.
and run. Excellent. We are going to start. I know we said we're going long, but I was really tired all day today, and I'm running out of energy. And this seems
That's
like
a
a
good
really
reason
good.
to-
This seems like a really good place to stop this. But I will give you the hint that we are starting next week with a good old-fashioned skills challenge to see if the three of you can get out of here with these 3 batteries and back to the ship in the face of a wall of chasing bullets.
I have a
Don't
slight
hand the
idea.
battery to me because I don't care about
A
it. And I would
slight
just
idea.
drop it.
I like slight ideas. Those are the
sorry,
ones
this
that
is
come
a
apart
very
at the
small
seams
thing.
immediately.
Oh no, it's so unknown to people. Lucas's sword can't be moved by anyone but Lucas.
Yep.
Right. You mentioned that.
So he's literally just going to drop it in such a way that it's standing completely still. So any bullet that runs into it.
Yeah, you might get 1 or 2 that way. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like bracing
Yeah.
against a charging boar.
Now there's only 138 of them coming instead of 140, but yeah, it's a good start.
Yeah. Oh no, these aren't long enough. The tunnels are wide enough that it wouldn't matter if it
It would
extends
just go
enough.
around. Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
they can burrow through the walls.
Yeah, they can
Yeah.
burrow.
They could
Yeah,
just
I
go
know, but
under-
it would gain us a couple.
You'd get a
seconds,
couple,
so
yeah.
no matter what.
No, absolutely.
You'd gain a couple, but you'd lose yourself. Oh, you'd lose your sword. Anyway.
It
would like-
never. Oh no, the sword always comes back.
Oh, that's right. It always comes back.
I
You
would
let
also
me
like
make
to
a
say,
word.
Pathland Ready is in action, but we'll save that.
Yeah,
We'll save what that
we're
actually is
going to
until
start next
session.
week with a recap of exactly where you're at and what you do from there on will be 2 weeks from now's problem. So
I'm leaving my sword there, so I can just let some bullets run into it.
Yep. Well,
Because it's a sentient sword. I
You got
might
2
do
weeks
something else.
to think about that and anything else that you come up with. But I want to do some thank yous tonight. I mean, a huge thank you to all the players tonight, because one of the things with dark campaigns is it's tough to know where to draw the line. And we're playing a very dark campaign. And there was a couple of times tonight where it could very easily have gone places where people would have gone, oh my God, never watching again. But it didn't. Everybody kept it sort of on the same level of creepy and freaky, and I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much for I almost said your name, but I don't in chat. Thank you so much for the bits. I saw it several times tonight, and thank you. Fantastic show. Y'all is correct, even with the southern drawl. But my players. Oh my goodness. Scarred, thank you so much for bringing Lucas, and the depth of this character is starting to show because the missing arm and the backstory and the sentient armor and the sword that comes back, it's all starting to come out. So thank you so much for dumping some of the lore.
Oh, I hide none of the lore as much as I can.
Well, there's no point writing it if you don't tell anybody, right? I mean, I got a great
Exactly.
backstory, yeah, but you died, so who cares?
Yeah, which was last time's problem.
Twice last week, but I brought you back twice too, so I got to have some credit for this. Anyway, moving on.
Not enough.
No, I don't deserve it. But moving on. William Sanguish, again, not the simple-minded, one-track character that we were led to believe, which I love. There's a deep soul in there somewhere, and I'm waiting to see what happens when it starts to come out. It's a cold-hearted bastard, but it is a deep soul in there somewhere. So thank you so much, Villa Villas, for bringing that to us this week. Appreciate it very much. Karis. Eldith. It's just like the same three words, just slightly.
Always take a deep breath before you mention
Well, it's so much fun because you're the character in here that is quite. I've said a lot of things about them, but one of the words I'm gonna add today is manipulative, and you're probably one of the most manipulative of these four. That speech at the start, I better make them like me or they're going to kill me. That sort of thing, that you're the only one that's thinking sort of in a slightly bigger picture. So I'm very interested in seeing
Gotta
that.
have data to calculate with.
I also want to see out how you figure you're going to turn a bunch of bullets into slaves, but that's for 2 weeks from now. But thank you so much for joining us, biting off big chunks of this game and playing hard. I appreciate all of you for that. And finally, I saved you for last because with the time change this week, you had to go on real short notice, like 20 minutes. And it's like, you're on. Turn it up, dude. You're on. So I appreciate that. It took you about 4 breaths to get into Tathland tonight. I watched it happen. It was so easy that I'm slightly glad I don't live next to you. That's how easy it was to watch you turning into Tathland. But thank you so much for joining this game and continuing to show up and bring this freaking psycho that I like this character. I shouldn't, but I like this character. He's such a he's so pure of focus, right? There's one thing in the world, and that level of mania is always interesting to explore. So thank you for exploring.
There is intent.
Yes, there is vicious intent. And the 2 thanks that are left, look at all the chat. You guys were here all night. It's full of pages and pages and pages of it. Jokes, backstories, conversations, lots of emotes, some donations, some bits. Thank you. Every one of those makes a difference. Believe it or not, it actually does. But thank you all for watching. And yes, Dirty 20 Rowdy Squad, thank you. Every week, every show. And one more thank you, and that's for the people watching on YouTube in the future. If you watched all the way to here, please hit that like button, because I'm thinking you probably did. And then you might want to go have a shower. But one more thing before I forget. Stay tuned tomorrow night on this channel. That makes no sense to anybody watching on YouTube, but check the other playlist. You'll see it. Starting tomorrow is our first episode of a 2 or 3 shot session using Tiny Frontiers, the gaming system. Very simple system. We are going to start that tomorrow night, 6 o'clock our time, and do not be late. We're doing something a little different tomorrow night. So don't hang around and show up 5 minutes late like everybody always does. Be there on time or you'll miss something important. And with that, as always, until next time, please be nice to each other. Good night.